Good evening and welcome to Express News with me, Deepika, your daily half-an-hour window that brings you 100 news and updates from the country and the world in 30 minutes. Let's begin. India's External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar called for diversifying global economy to reduce reliance on concentrated power. Speaking at the 10th CII India LEC conclave, Dr. S. Jaishankar emphasized the need for reliable and resilient supply chains in post-COVID era. India's External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar also referred to Prime Minister Narendra Modi's recent visit to Guyana for the India CARICOM summit, saying the potential of the ties with the region lies mainly in trade, technology, tourism, talent and tradition. India's Foreign Secretary Vikram Misri delivered a compelling address during the Raisina DPI conclave. His speech underscored India's unwavering commitment to advancing a trusted, secure and inclusive digital public infrastructure, highlighting its transformative role. Following Vikram Misri's session, Antigua's Foreign Minister delivered an insightful address. He lauded India's collaboration on digital public infrastructure, recognizing it as a shining example of South-South cooperation that strengthens the capacities of Global South. India's Unified Payments Interface, or the UPI, has revolutionized the way financial transactions are being conducted. Besides positioning it as a global leader in digital payments, by enabling round-the-clock transactions and offering features like single-click payments and virtual addresses, it ensures unparalleled ease, security and versatility. Tata Memorial Hospital in Mumbai has been designated as the anchor agent in India for the International Atomic Energy Agency program for cancer care called Rays of Hope. A memorandum of understanding was also signed between Tata Memorial Hospital, the Department of Atomic Energy and International Atomic Energy Agency on Thursday in Mumbai. Both houses of India's parliament witnessed disruption on Thursday. In the lower house of the Lok Sabha, the first adjournment came soon after the house began its sitting amid sloganeering from the opposition. Indian Parliament's lower house speaker condemned the opposition leaders for not behaving according to the rules and protocols of the house. He also reprimanded the opposition leaders for wearing t-shirts in the house that had slogans written in them and asked the leaders to change it. Indian Parliament's upper house, the Rajya Sabha, saw multiple adjournments amid protests from the opposition. The chairman of the Rajya Sabha, Jagdeep Thankar, first adjourned the house till 12:15 p.m. IST and then again till 2 p.m. IST before it was adjourned for the entire day. Upper house of the chair of the Indian Parliament and its chair, Thankar, called for a meeting of the floor leaders on something which he saw in the house and did not like it. Both the houses were adjourned for the day. In a major offensive against the Naxals, at least 24 members of the CPIM were killed in two separate encounters in India's central state of Chhattisgarh. 24 Naxals have been gunned down by security forces. In a separate operation in Kankale district, 4 Maoists were killed in an exchange of fire near Korsokto in Chota Betia. Security forces were conducting combined operation when they came under attack and retaliated strongly. Meanwhile, Maharashtra Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis met Microsoft co-founder Bill Gates to explore AI applications in governance on Thursday. Their discussions focused on AI uses in healthcare, agriculture and infrastructure. In business, at close, the Sensex was up 1.19% at 76,348.06. While Nifty was up 1.24% to close at 23,190.65. The Indian rupee rose to a near two-month high at $86.23, appreciating 1.2% in 7 sessions, aided by dollar sales from foreign banks and seasonal inflows. Crude oil futures slipped 2 rupees to 5,820 rupees per barrel in future trades, tracking weak overseas demand. Participants trimmed positions amid global cues, while global crude prices edged higher, with WTI up 0.63% and Brent up 0.55%. Asian stocks rise, tracking Wall Street gains after the Federal Reserve's rate decision. Chinese markets lag due to profit-taking after a stellar rally. Hong Kong's Hang Seng Index fell 1.1% from a three-year high as tech stocks weigh amid profit-taking after a stellar rally. Chinese markets also declined, with Shanghai Composite down 0.3%. Gold prices maintained a rising momentum for the third consecutive session to reach another all-time high of 89,796 rupees per 10 grams on Thursday. Prices of silver metal in India today saw slight gains on Thursday as 1 kilogram of silver now costs at 105,000 after a small rise of 100 rupees per kg, and 100 grams of silver cost 10,510 rupees. That increased by 10 rupees per 100 grams. Laopo, a Chinese heritage gold jewelry brand accredited by China Gold Association, its share price has reported a tenfold surge since 2024 June from Hong Kong 40.5 to Hang Seng $725. Eurozone bond yields slide after US Federal Reserve hints at 2 rate cuts this year. Fed Chair Jerome Powell cites growth risk and impact of Trump's tariffs on US economy. Markets now await Bank of England's policy decision, eyeing potential rate changes. Germany's 10-year bond yields dipped 3 basis points to 2.77% after hitting a 2-week low. 2-year yields also showed the same trend. Traders now see ECB deposit rate at 2.02% in December, down from 2.05% on Wednesday. 50% chance of 25 basis points cut in April. French-German bond yield spreads hit 62.3 basis points, which is the lowest since mid-July. At least 10-year yields fall 4.5 basis points to 3.81%, narrowing gaps with German yields. The Federal Reserve keeps benchmark interest rate unchanged despite trade war concerns. Analysts warn of potential US recession. Fed maintains Fed funds rate range of 4.25% to 4.5% since January, citing economic uncertainty. US stocks rallied on Wednesday. The S&P 500 gained 60.63 points to end at 5,675.29 points. Dow Jones Industrial Average rose 383.32 points or 0.92% to 41,964.63. The dollar steadied near 5-month lows on Thursday after the Federal Reserve indicated rate cuts were likely later this year despite uncertainties around the US tariffs. Meanwhile, the Trump Organization is expanding the Indian footprint with new commercial tower project called Trump World Center in West Indian state of Pune. Partnering with Rebecca developers and Kundan Spaces, the Trump Organization project taps into India's growing demand, solidifying the country's position as the largest market outside the US for Trump's family business. Bank of England all set to keep interest rates steady at 4.5% amid economic uncertainty. UK inflation remains above 2% target, while trade tensions and tax hikes fuel growth concerns. Russian bombardments in eastern Ukraine have killed 2, injured several overnight. Moscow launched large-scale retaliatory drone attack, injuring 10, sparking fires, despite US President Donald Trump's ceasefire push. US President Donald Trump has offered to take over Ukraine's nuclear power plants as part of a ceasefire deal with Russia. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has said Kyiv is ready to pause attacks on Russian energy infrastructure. Israel's military seized control of key Gaza corridor, splitting the north from the south. The move has intensified Israel's renewed Gaza conflict with heavy airstrikes. Strikes continued on Wednesday, albeit at lower intensity. The escalation follows the collapse of a ceasefire with Hamas. US President Donald Trump said on Wednesday that Iran must immediately stop sending military supplies to the Houthis and let the Yemeni group fight it out themselves. In a social media post on Truth Social, Trump added that US strikes on the Houthis will get progressively worse and that they will be completely annihilated. A densely populated neighborhood in Sana'a was left in ruins on Thursday after US airstrikes targeted the Al Jarraf district, injuring 9 people. The strikes were part of a US retaliation for attacks on shipping in the Red Sea by the Iran-aligned Houthis. Iran's Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi has said that a recent letter sent by US President Donald Trump urging new nuclear talks was actually more of a threat and that Tehran would respond soon. European Union leaders arrive at summit in Brussels. Heads of state and government of the 27 member states, as well as European Union Council President Antonio Costa, European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen are the participating members in the summit. Several critical topics reflecting current geopolitical and economic priorities are expected to be discussed during the two-day summit. The agenda includes discussions on Ukraine conflict, with a particular focus on bloc's continued support for Ukraine. Britain is hosting a closed meeting on Thursday of senior military officers from countries keen to help protect an eventual ceasefire between Russia and Ukraine. The White House said on Wednesday that it expects to continue its mass deportation of undocumented migrants and fight unfavorable court rulings that will comply with judicial orders. The White House accused judges of usurping executive powers in its latest broadside against federal courts whose rulings have gone against President Donald Trump's administration. US President Donald Trump is expected to sign an executive order on Thursday that aims to shut down the Department of Education, acting on a key campaign pledge. Taiwan conducts drills at an undisclosed location. The drills come just days after Chinese military conducted drills with vessels and aircrafts near Taiwan's coast. Asians took to the streets in the capital city of Port-au-Prince demanding protections from gangs and their violence. At least 2 people were injured during the protests. Turkey seized the construction company co-owned by detained Istanbul Mayor Ekrem on Thursday. Thousands of protesters took to the streets of Istanbul to protest the arrest of the city's mayor. French President Emmanuel Macron announced release of Olivier from detention in Iran. 2 other French citizens are still detained who were arrested in May 2022 during a tourist trip to Iran for alleged espionage. We're heading for a short break. We'll be right back.
में जितने इंडियंस हैं उतने ही इंडियाज भी. So for the record, this is my India.
This is my Undekha. Unsuna.
Unbelievable India.
This is my favorite designer wear wala India.
My Sakhat Energy Hero India.
এই হলো আমার দুর্দান্ত রোড ট্রিপের ইন্ডিয়া.
So India, join the Waves Explorer Challenge.
Show us what makes you say, for the record.
This is my India.
Welcome back. Let's continue. Intense rainfall swollen a river, flooding a small town within the Lake Titicaca watershed in southern Peru. Surging waters caused significant damage to crops, roads, homes and a primary school. Peru's National Meteorological Service forecasts that rains will intensify over the weekend. It will further impact the river volumes within the Titicaca watershed. In Ankara, a sudden drop of 15 degrees Celsius triggered the snowfall, indicating a shift from potentially warmer conditions to winter weather. After several days of spring-like weather, Turkey experienced a sudden return to winter. Forecasters have also predicted snowfall in central and eastern Anatolia by next week. A rapidly intensifying low-pressure system unleashed heavy snow and strong winds across much of Japan, stretching from northern to western regions. Heavy snowfall is also anticipated, particularly in mountainous regions including Shushu, Chogoku and Shikoku. Tourists in India's Srinagar embraced the winter chill as they enjoyed shikara rides on the Dal Lake. Despite the chill, tourists are flocking to the region, enjoying the weather and the scenic views. The weather forecast for the coming days indicates a gradual rise in temperatures over northwest India, while central India, interior Maharashtra and eastern parts will experience slight fluctuations. Heatwave conditions are expected in isolated areas of Indian states of Odisha, Gujarat and Karnataka. Hot and humid conditions are very likely to prevail in isolated pockets over coastal areas of Gujarat state till Friday and over interior Karnataka till 20th of March. According to Indian Meteorological Department or IMD, the maximum temperatures are likely to rise to 40 degrees Celsius by the end of March in northwest and central states. World Sparrow Day is being celebrated today globally with the theme called A Tribute to Nature's Tiny Messengers. The day aims at raising awareness about the declining sparrow population and promoting conservation efforts. Finland once again tops the World Happiness Report, which was released on Thursday. Finland remained in the top spot for an 8th year with an average score of 7.75. Finland remained in the top spot, followed by Denmark, Iceland and Sweden. The US fell to the 24th spot, its lowest ever level in the global ranking. The London Original Print Fair celebrates its 40th anniversary with an array of works spanning from old masters to contemporary creations. Running March 20th till the 23rd of it, this year's edition features more than 40 studios, dealers and publishers with displayed works. It is London's longest running art fair. A special exhibition of sacred Islamic relics opened in Konya as part of Ramadan festivities. The Sacred Relics exhibition features precious artifacts including Prophet Muhammad's beard and historic Kaaba coverings. Visitors expressed deep emotional responses when viewing the sacred items, particularly the Prophet's personal effects and Kaaba artifacts. The exhibition includes detailed models of important mosques alongside the religious relics. Hundreds of Muslims break their fast at Turkish mosque in Washington. Opened in 2016, the Diyanat Center of America is not only a gathering place for Turks, but also for Muslims from all the backgrounds. At the Diyanat Center in Maryland, thousands of people break their fast daily with traditional Turkish meals. After iftar, worshippers were seen standing in row for prayers. Hundreds of people from different religious backgrounds took part in the iftar ceremony at India's Coimbatore. The event aims at promoting communal harmony and understanding between people of different religions. Turkmenistan celebrates spring holiday of Nowruz. An event was organized in the foothills of the Kopit Dag. The holiday featured songs and poems dedicated to Nowruz and the national traditions of Turkmenistan. People were able to see ancient crafts such as silk and carpet making. India's Indore began the celebration of Rang Panchami on Wednesday with its traditional gay procession, attracting scores of participants across the city. The Rang Panchami festival is celebrated on the fifth day after festival of Holi, and people put colours and gulal on each other to mark the occasion. An early flowering variety of cherry blossoms are in full bloom at Tokyo's Ueno Park, drawing crowds of delighted spectators. Nowruz festivities have kicked off across the Turkic world, marking the start of spring and symbolizing hope and fertility. In Kazakhstan, over 3,000 schoolgirls in Astana set a record with a Kamaje dance. In Turkmenistan, locals prepared the traditional Semeni dessert and performed dances in vibrant attire. Marking 50 years since South Vietnam's liberation, Tunnel's Sun in the Dark premieres nationwide on the 4th of April. The film Tunnel's Sun in the Dark recreates the lives of guerrilla fighters in the Chu Chi Tunnel during the Vietnam War's most intense phase. Lily Gladstone and Bowen Young premiere Starry, The Wedding Banquet remakes in London. Actors said their romantic comedy called The Wedding Banquet speaks to a new generation. The Wedding Banquet begins its global cinematic rollout on the 18th of April. The film also stars Oscar-winning South Korean actress Yoon Yoo-jung. Kanye West has once again made headlines with a surprise album release. The rapper dropped his new project Bully on social media through short film. Ed Sheeran is gearing up to release new music with the announcement of his upcoming single called Aziz M. The singer shared a sneak peek of the track on Instagram, offering fans a taste of what's to come. Neeraj Pandey is all set to bring yet another gripping thriller to the web space with Khaki, the Bengal chapter, the second installment in his hit franchise on Netflix India, with a cast comprising of mostly Bengali actors. Vicky Kaushal's Chhaava has now cemented its place as the fourth biggest Bollywood hit at the end of 30 days. The film has amassed 541.55 crore rupees in India. The second edition of Khelo India Para Games kicked off in the national capital on Thursday. The games will be held in 6 disciplines and will run until the 27th of March. The Board of Control for Cricket in India announced a cash reward of $6.7 million for Team India after winning the ICC Champions Trophy 2025. The financial recognition honours the players, coaching and support staff and members of the men's selection committee. Riyan Parag will lead Rajasthan Royals for the first 3 matches of IPL 2025. Full-time skipper Sanju Samson is yet to be cleared by BCC's Centre of Exchange for Wicket-keeping. Team India secured a dominant 3-0 victory over Maldives in a FIFA International friendly encounter in Shillong on Wednesday. In tennis, Australia's Nick Kyrgios defeated Mackenzie McDonald in the first round of the Miami Open to earn his first victory since October 2022. In women's singles category, former US Open champion Emma Raducanu brushed aside Japanese Sayaka Ishii by 6-2, 6-1 to reach the second round. Boxing has been included on Thursday in the Los Angeles 2028 Olympics program after a unanimous vote from the International Olympic Committee. Outgoing International Olympic Committee President Thomas Bach was named honorary president for life on Wednesday. Bach is due to step down in June after 12 years in charge. The IOC will elect a new president on Thursday with 6 men and 1 woman vying to replace Thomas Bach. The elections takes place at the 144th IOC session in Greece. 2-time Olympic medalist PV Sindhu suffered an early exit at the Swiss Open. Sindhu succumbed to world number 31 Julie Jacobson in a contest that lasted for 61 minutes. New Zealand runner Sam scripted history by becoming the first 15-year-old to break the 4-minute barrier in a mile. In Major League Baseball, Shohei Ohtani hit a home run to lead the Los Angeles Dodgers to a 6-3 victory over the Chicago Cubs in Tokyo on Wednesday. A groundbreaking moment for Indian football as the German Football Association and TSG Hoffenheim, in collaboration with TCG Digital, have introduced revolutionary technology. And former Formula One team boss Eddie Jordan has died of prostate cancer, aged 76, at his home in South Africa. And with this, it's a wrap here in Express News for now. But news and updates will continue here on DD India. So don't go anywhere. Keep watching and keep tracking DD India for all latest news and updates from the country and the world. Thank you so much for joining us right now. Namaskar.